Taurus, how you doing? Welcome to your yearly reading for 2024. We're going to be doing it in sort of stages to see how it sort of unfolds over the year. Sort of first sort of 3 months, second 3 months, third 3 months, and the final 3 months there. Overall energies and karmic messages on both your relationships and your spiritual. Because this is where I'm changing things slightly. I want to observe more sort of spiritual rather than sort of just relationships, because love will turn up in it if if that's what's supposed to be in there. So I'm doing much more sort of like spiritual sort of front on the right hand side, and on the left hand side that's the material life, and this could be anything to do with your job. It could also be to do with any projects you're doing or houses and stuff like that. Okay, we have the overall energy already out. Look at that. All right, Six of Wands. The overall energy is for you. I think this could well be a very successful year. I think this could be a successful year for all signs, actually. And I think that has something to do with Pluto going out of Capricorn and going into Aquarius, basically. There's one card there. There it is. And it's upside down. King of Cups. Having control over your emotions. This success will make you feel... Over this year, I think it's going to build up through you, by the sounds of it, a very sort of sensation of, yes, I am me. You're really living you and feeling really happy with what you're doing, how it's going, and everything like that. The volume of work, because you love working, Taurus. You love being involved and everything like that. That's all part and parcel of it. And I think you're going to build this success, and it's going to also bring to you a lot of self-satisfaction and self-assurance, basically, a lot of confidence within you. So that's what the overall energy is sort of doing. On your spiritual sort of side, you've got the Star card here. I think the success that comes in for you on your material side, because that's what it seems to be more than anything else. Your karmic is now to reach for the stars, to be... I think you can start playing with life in a way. It's almost as if, like, you get involved in projects that don't necessarily bring you money, but just bring you incredible amount of personal satisfaction on your path, as on your spiritual path. And I would reach for the stars, reach for the highest example of how you can be spiritually, or through energy, or through your connection to the universe or nature and stuff like that. Enjoying life in the abundance that the world and the universe brings us every single day, and be thankful for it and enjoy and explore all of those avenues of just going and doing the highest possible level of you could be. In the first 3 months, because you've got the Star card on your karmic mission, you've got the Star card on your karmic mission, and you've got, in the first 3 months, you got the Knight of Cups. So look at that. That's a really good basis for the year. An absolutely amazing basis for the year. And you will be in beautiful success in regards to relationships that are around you. There seems to be some sort of thing coming in here where someone's either proposing marriage to you, or moving in, or committing to a relationship. It could, if you're looking for a relationship, this is where, in the first 3 months here, leading up to your birthday season, it seems to be an offering coming into your life. And it could well be that you're offering yourself as well. It either goes both ways. I think it more comes from the outside. It's almost as if, like, you've proposed to someone and they've said yes, sort of thing. And it's a change of pace, I get a change of a lot of things going on there. Could be even a change of address, moving, that sort of thing. It's real commitment. And as we saw on the collective, it's all about putting our spiritual path into the physical. On the second section, so this is going from March through to June, you get the Five of Cups. Is it disappointment for you? That's what I'm trying to work out. I do a lot of things, and I've done a lot of things in my life. I've been a healer for 30 years, and I have people, I've seen over 20,000 people. I used to have my own healing schools, which I'm in the process of setting up again, and my own healing centres and everything like that in the Pyrenees in France, and absolutely brilliant. And you know, there's some people that you meet that you have really high hopes for, and you become disappointed in them because you know they, you know, some people see the power, some people see the money, and they get overthrown by that sort of. You've got to be really humble to do, you know, work in energy really. And some people, it's very difficult for them to be humble, and this is where I think the disappointment comes in. You can be disappointed with the things that are around you because it's the Three of Cups that have fallen over here, but you do have that Two of Cups, and I think here is, yes, you can be disappointed in life, but I wouldn't stop trying to do that and be the best example and giving the opportunity for other people to be the best example around you as well. And when you do that, I think this Knight of Cups, this offering that's coming into you, is just don't lose sight of it. Don't lose sight of it and don't get caught up in the disappointments of people that are around you or situations that are around you that makes you just kind of going, it just takes you, it gives you a bit of a knock spiritually, energetically, where you just kind of like, we ask questions and we lose a bit of faith and stuff like that. Sort of saying, why did that happen? And we shouldn't really ask why. That's the thing. You know, when you're talking to spirit or talking to energy, you shouldn't really ask why, because the answer's just so massive that you're only going to get glimpses of it. So try and ask lots of little questions that open up the why if you want to do that sort of thing. But I think it's there. It's not getting caught up in the disappointment of life and looking up around you and kind of going, can't believe these people are still fighting. What are they doing? What a waste of time sort of scenario. And this is what gives you that patience. And in your spiritual path, I think this is what the patience ties into this. The 6 month period, this is your birthday period. So this is going from March through to June. So it's coming out of your birthday period, going into your winter period. And this is where I think you've got to be patient with the world around you. And I think we saw that in the collective reading as well. There's a certain organisation that needs to happen. And as the world organises around you, I think you're ahead of the curve here in the way of spirit and energy and stuff like that. You're ahead of the curve, and you've got to be patient with the world around you. It's like you've got this cup that's being offered to you, and then you've got the Two of Cups there. That's what you should be concentrating on. Those Two of Cups there, turning around and going off on your journey. When you do that, then that's when you can play with those Two of Cups. Look at those Two of Cups there. You can turn negative into positive. That's also what the Temperance can do. And knowing when to apply, when not to apply. And that's what patience is all about. You know, we're only patient so then we can be active. So I think there is a 6 month period here where there's a realization of what's going on spiritually in the world and all around you. And it's just giving you that patience and allow you to assess the situation from distance, not without judgment, and then just kind of realize how things are physically. And then you get the Lovers. And this is where you bring back to that Two of Cups. And this is what that success is all about. I think this is it. It brings you, I think the realization of what's going on in the world brings you even closer to your partner or to the people that count in your life, basically. Really does. And it brings you into alignment with yourself, with your higher self, makes you fall in love with your life again, makes you fall in love with your partner all again. And this is between sort of September and December. It just really brings in really beautiful energy. And it's sort of like an accumulation is not the word I'm looking for. It's like the completion of a real cycle here going on this year for you. And it's a massive learning curve during the middle for the 6 month period. A nice one. I don't see any pain for you. I see more sort of pain about the outside world more than anything else. So yeah, that's what's going on. And let's have a look what's going on the material front. On your karmic path, you have the Page of Cups. Page is learning about creating that pathway through your heart's desires. And I think this is where the success is coming into your life, into your physical life, into your material life, or it has been coming into your material life. And now it's a case of, what do I do with that? Where do I take it from here? And this is where you've got to explore your passions about what you do with your job, your business, and your projects. You're just creating something. And now you should have, and it could be an excess amount of time. It could be just time that you've gained. So you've got 1 or 2 days a week, and you kind of think, what can I do in those 1, 2, 3 days a week? You know, and that's when you can invest in something and explore and open up that pathway. It's also sort of saying, dream. Don't forget to dream. That is really important as well. You know, because it's going to inspire you. It doesn't necessarily mean that that's what you're going to be living exactly. Might well be, but it's also inspiring you to sort of go forth. On the first 3 months, and this is your autumn period, really, before your birthday. And this is where we do a lot of reflection, a lot of looking over the past and everything like that. And I think you're walking away from something because you've... Excuse me a second, I just need to blow my nose. Thank you. Yeah, I think, as I say, I think you've got a lot of accomplishment in your life. And I think there's certain aspects, and it could be to do with your job or your projects or your business. So like you've been renovating a house and it's renovated now. And it's like, kind of, what do I do next? And I think this curiosity is now, it's running through you, sort of kind of going, I want to walk away from this, not that it's bad, but I've done this and I want to now explore something new. And I think this is where your curiosity, this is what the dreaming is all about. And I think this is within this section here in the first 3 months, making it really clear about where you want to be, where you want to explore through your heart's desires, basically. And then you get the hangman, seeing things in a completely different way. This is when we go from, this is going through your birthday season into your winter period and starting all those plans for your new year. And because you're engaging your heart in your material world, and it goes above money. And I think this is like, it's almost as if like this is where you're getting your first experience of this, and using your heart's desires to create a pathway for you, create a new career, a new job, a new business, new projects, whatever it is. It should be through your curiosity and just seeing life in a different way, allowing that curiosity to give you the edge over life in a way, you know. And I talk about life here in the material sense, with your family, you know, material sense with your job and everything like that. And I think here is where you can look at the economy, look at, you know, the immaterial world, and sort of kind of go, well, maybe if I go around this way and I approach it from this direction, that's going to be much more stimulating for me and much more enjoyable. I'll still get the project done, and I think that's where you've got to see things slightly in a different way, and that's in that first 3 months. And this is also on this side. This is why I didn't say on this side, which could tie into it. You know, this is coming up to your birthday season as well. And this is where, you know, you might be slightly, any disappointments from the past are coming to an end. Sorry, I just needed to add that note on your relationship side. So yeah, that sort of 3 months there is starting to apply things in a different way, basically. And when you do, you get the Ace of Pentacles. Something brand new project is definitely coming up for you. And we're looking at... between June and September here. So during the summer periods, there's something very concrete that's being offered to you because you've approached life in a different way. And you're going much more, you're orientating your career and your business and everything like that through your heart more than anything else. And I think this is where this opportunity is really going to satisfy you. Then you get the Eight of Wands out the top. This new opportunity is going to put you in a position in between September and December where you are going to be, October, November, December, basically, you are going to be in a position where you're going to understand life or the material world in in a way that not many other signs will understand it. And that's going to give you the edge, but it's also going to give you a certain stature. I mean, you know, around other people, in the world around you, in the communities around you, within business and everything like that. And it may even put you into a position of like an oracle of knowing, and people may come to you because of that knowing, because of your understanding, because of your, you know, your experiences of what you've done. And there's a lot of communication there, I think, and it's almost, I almost get like the sensation that you're going to be talking in front of a lot of people, and this could be anything from 10 people to 3,000 people, you know, but it seems like you're conveying something to the rest of the world around you. By the end of the month, you're really getting into your stride, and I think this is what also then, you know, plays into the Lovers card as well, makes you get into alignment with who you are. I think it's really, really nice. Let's just do a bit of clarification on this and see what's going on here. Too many cards want to come out there. So we'll just get a bit of clarification. Thank you very much for being here and everything like that. And all the support you give to this channel is absolutely beautiful. Yeah, let's just have a look here. Yeah, Tower. Tower's already come out in the collective reading. It came out at the top there. And I think this is what the overall energy through your success is. And I think this is where seeing things a little bit differently, your curiosity as well within your material path, but also on this, on your 5 of Cups and your, you know, Temperance card here. This is why I think your spiritual side is slightly in front of your material side. You're now starting to allow the material side of life to actually bring you the results that you want on your spiritual and your emotional path. And I think this Tower here is all about, in the collective reading, it will be linked at the end of this this reading here, so if you want to see that. But just to paraphrase it, you know, it's a case of that we understand what things are going on, and we realise the reality is not being presented to us as it should have been. And I think here is this sort of situation here. I think a lot of, you know, power structure, or, you know, sort of, you know, because, or philosophies or ideas are just being broken down because they're not actually creating or serving anything to us. And I think this is the outside world. And when that sort of breaks down, because you see things in a different light, and because you've allowed your curiosity to sort of like spark your pathway, and you realise your disappointments in the spiritual sense in the world around you, and it's given you that time to actually advance in it. This is what's going to bring in that success of that 6 of Wands, because you're going to see things in a different way. You're going to see things falling down, and you're not going to be, you know, running around kind of saying, oh, the sky's falling in, the sky's falling in. Ace of Cups coming out, nice. You know, that the sky's falling in, you know, you won't be doing that. You'll be kind of going, oh, look at that opportunity. Great. And that is what I think you should be doing, regardless of what is going on in the world around you. I think both sides, spiritual sense, as much as the material side, look for the opportunities to expand into the new space that is being created. And I think that's where you're going to find your success. King of Cups. Didn't it want to come out at anyone? Yes, it did. Yes, it did. King of Cups comes in with the in with that. Look at that. And that's on your spiritual side. I think you're going to really find your contentment in your spiritual path, your emotional, your relationship path, and everything like that. And the reason you're going to find it is because you should be striving for the ultimate dream of what you want life to be like. If you strive for that, you've got a really good chance of getting it. And the material world will flow, you will give a direction for the material world. And that will bring in the success for you because you've defined it on your spiritual path. So I would define it first on your spiritual path before, you know, realizing how much money you need in order to do it. We got the Hangman again. It's twice we've got the Hangman now. Comes up with the Knight of Cups. And this is that securing of that emotional path that spiritual path that you should be going down, and that's being offered to you here, or you are offering it to someone else, and it's going to make you, obviously, with this sort of offering that comes in, you're going to see things in a different light. Excuse me. You're going to see things in a different light, and when you see things in a different light, yeah, you're going to be disappointed about a few things. But I don't think you're necessarily disappointed about you more than anything else. I think it's more disappointment in the world around you more than anything else. This is what I'm talking about. Within that disappointment, there is opportunities for you, and that's what I was talking about earlier on. That's where you're going to, rather than kind of going, oh no, it's going really badly, you're not really like that anyway. You can be from time to time, like anybody can be. We can all be like that, but I think through this, you actually sort of start seeing very clearly, you seem to be winning on multitudes of fronts because it's a very clear, defined direction that you are taking according to, what works for you, what makes you feel completely alive, and allowing and letting go of all the disappointments in the past. And it shouldn't stop you from trusting people. It shouldn't stop you from believing in love and stuff like that. I don't think it's that bad at all. I think it's much more the outside world, and I think it ties into that tower moment more than anything else. Yeah. Temperance, you've got to be patient about it. There is people that are just going to kind of go, if you start going off down a pathway, which is obviously you should be going down, some people are not going to want you to go down that pathway because, they feel like they may be being left behind. That's the sort of scenario that I'm getting here. So they sort of kind of go, oh, look at Taurus, you know what I mean? They're going off, they're doing this, they're doing that. Oh, they're just being stupid, And they want you to believe that, so then you don't go anywhere. That's the sort of feeling I'm getting it, and I think that comes from that sort of disappointment more than anything else. So I wouldn't listen to outside voices here. I would concentrate on what's mulling it over within you, and just walk away from anybody or any situations that are just sort of like, conflictual and just sort of like a pain in the backside. Just let go of it and kind of go, your problem, not mine. That seems like a you problem, not a me problem sort of scenario. And I think that's what the collective reading was about. It's a little bit of tough love. It's projecting love into the material world. That's what it was all about. And I think this is what is for you. So yeah, your inner strengths will bring you into alignment with yourself and make you feel in love with life, but also make you feel in love with your partner. And this is where you need to have a little strength in the other person, in your relationship, or in your connection with the other people. And this could obviously be your partner, but it can also be your family, friends, and community and stuff like that. Following that strength, having a control over your emotions, and that's what that card is all about. That fulfilling emotions on your karmic path. It seems to be coming out at the top here, where it comes out in strength within you, and strength within your love, basically, your love for not just other people, but for life itself. And I think that's really important, and that's something you should, keep close to you, and it's going to build you a lot of confidence within you. Okay, let's just have a look what's happening on your material side. Page of Cups, you got the Hierophant. Really good here. Hierophant knows the path, knows the steps that they've got to take in order to get to that star. And I think, as I said, it's your spiritual side which is going to govern your material side. If you approach life just through the material side, I think this is where you're going to find the disappointment maybe, and it may make life a little bit complicated for you. I would head out, make sure your heart is much more vocal than your stomach. And then allow it to be happening in the logic, so then you can see, and that's what the logic is all about, converting those sort of dreamy ideas into logical pathway to get to what you want to be. Okay, and being really frank with yourself, really very straight with yourself. I think this year is really important. That Eight of Cups, you get the Seven of Wands. Yeah, I think if you stay where you are and you don't explore that curiosity, which will open your heart's desires to life, I think it may eat away at you, as I said. But if you do follow it, if you do allow that curiosity to come through you and actually strike forward, that's going to build a lot of confidence in you. You're going to be on your pathway. And you don't have to defend it. Yeah, there may be some people that want to sort of bring you down and everything like that, but they're not going to do it to us. They're just not going to do it. It's going to allow your curiosity to create that confidence and that ultimate knowing within you. And we get the Lovers again, which is absolutely beautiful, with the Hangman. This is what I mean about sort of like approaching it in a different way. If you approach your material world in a different way, you know how the material world works. So if I buy this product here and I sell it for this product, this is how much money I make. Okay? So if I buy this product and I want to sell more, and I actually like this other product, which is very, which goes in connection with this other product. So, you're selling, let's say you're selling bananas, and you kind of go, do you know what I love with bananas? I love grapes with bananas. So you do this special selling one bunch of grapes with a bunch of bananas, for a special breakfast meal, you know what I mean? And because you love it. And that's what then all of a sudden you sell a lot more grapes, and that's than you would have normally do, and it's that sort of thing. It's approaching your projects in a very different way, but it comes from your pleasure within you, what you love, what you would love to do. And I think this is new to you, because Taurus, you're very sort of like, if I do this or do that, get that. Do this, do that, get that. It's very, it's for you, it's a lot of hard work, and you do that hard work, and you get down and you knuckle down and you do it and you get the results. But now life is sort of saying to you, kind of go, what do you want to do? You kind of go, well, if I want to make money. Yeah, fine. How do you want to make money? This is where you got to ask you got to answer questions and ask questions that are really closed. And it's going to say, how would you want to make money? I buy this and I sell that. The energy might kind of go, yeah, but what do you want to do? That was the original question. And then you'll go back to that. And that's what could be a little bit frustrating. And this is why you need to see things in a little bit of a different way. There's several ways of skinning a banana, and you've got to find the way that's most enjoyable for you. The moment you do, this is when life is going to really start offering you some stuff. And I think offering you stuff with new opportunities. And you get the Moon card. As I said, I think approaching life in a different way that you're not really used to, and that's what that learning curve is all about in this karmic path for this year. And learning this stuff here is going to bring a lot of things to the surface, or through this offering, you may get an offer that's just kind of going, I didn't see that coming, and also it's going to ask me to be in a completely different way. Let's just say, you're running a restaurant and someone comes in and sort of says, I love the food that you do, and I'd like to start a deli shop using the products, selling the products that you use. And you're kind of going, well, not really, I don't really know about that. It's, and they say, well, we'll have to, put you forward as this sort of like chef and do YouTube channels and make you a little bit sort of infamous in a way. And it's sort of like kind of going, really? And that's going to sort of like, it's going to push you a little bit out of your comfort zone, this new offering. I think it is a very good thing. And this is where it's going to build a lot of confidence within you, because you're going to be able to do things that you never thought you were going to be able to do before, which is really good. And it does come out of the blue a little bit. But at the same time, that's what then builds you up into that status of someone of authority, of know what you're doing and where you're going. And then you get the Five of Cups. It's strange how, like, you have the Five of Cups earlier on there in your relationship side, and you have the Lovers on this side, which comes out later there. It's like a crossing point here. And I think this is where you're letting go of any disappointments from the past. And you may turn around and kind of saying to yourself, And I think this is where the disappointment and this is where the communication comes in. The opportunity gives you a focal point for your life as well. I think as this comes in, I think the disappointment could be, do you know what? Why haven't I been doing this for years? I can't believe I've been so stupid. And it does come with a degree of self-realization. And that's when you start knowing the steps you need to take. Really start using those steps you need to take in order to sort of progress on your material path to the direction which allows you to explore your relationship and your emotional and your your energy side of your life, allowing those disappointments to go so you can actually hold those two cups within you and be in alignment with your higher self. Absolutely beautiful. Great learning curve for you this year, and I think it's an expansive learning curve as well. You're really starting to open the doorways, So there you go, Taurus. Thank you very much for being here. Really do appreciate it. Appreciate you being with us. All the support you give to this channel. I will see you soon. I may well be doing a live where you can ask questions according to the 2024 readings at some point next week. If you've got a question about, let's say, about that, then you can ask about that petal there. You can find out all about the petals there's links in the description below where you can find out all about the petals and the Astroflower and so forth. Okay, I will see you soon. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.